Hey there everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another episode of Kerbal Space Program. Now, what do we got today? Well, first of all, we have the rover that landed in the last episode after much trial. Made it onto the moon. Oh, pardon, my engines are on. Whoops. But, yeah, so we made it over here to the arch. You can see this big freaking thing here. We are... So there it is. The rover's probably going to stay there just as future point of reference for me when I need to land. And I think we landed somewhere around here. Yeah, anyway, so I drove over. It actually didn't take as long as I thought it would have taken initially, because our RCS system is actually pretty good. If we can get going here. Just wanted to... Come on, brakes are off. There we go. So yes, I do have some problems with the whole Xenon engines not doing much because they drain their charge super fast, as you can see. But that's all right. I can just alternate between RCS and those tanks, and I can get enough speed. Actually, I got up to around 50 meters per second at one point. I was going downhill a little bit too, but hey, that's not too bad, considering this thing is still very much a work in progress. But yeah, look at this big thing here. Who knows what the purpose of these are? Maybe there's some alien life before the Kerbals. Just want to slowly move over to the edge of the crater here. And brake, 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 brake. There we go. Yeah, right on the crater. We're going to be doing our first science-y experiment in the future, maybe. I mean, this thing does have some science tools on it, but not much. Hopefully future versions of Kerbal will expand on this, or I'm sure they will, actually. You only have the 4 science tools at the moment, but I'm sure there will be more. Some of these are, yeah, there's no pressure, obviously, because you're in a vacuum. Temperature is minus 40 Celsius? No, minus 40 Celsius. What am I talking about? Minus 40 Fahrenheit? Minus 40 Kelvin? I don't fucking know. Pardon my French there. A little unexpected swearing. Don't know where that came from. And what's this? Accelerometer. Apparently we're moving at 0.16 Gs. That might just be the gravity. Nope, that's the gravity. Yep, so that's it, the 0.16. That's pretty handy, actually. You can keep track of the 2 different stats as you're doing your movement or whatever. As you're reaching a new planetary body, you can turn on the accelerometer and the gravity detector to see just how fast you are going relative to the gravity of the planet. Anyway, that's about it for this crappy little rover here. Just wanted to show you guys that I did in fact make it over to the arch, and it wasn't a big deal in the end. So we'll just go back to the Space Center here, because in this episode I would like to send a new ship out. And I did build it before. Where is it? Where are you at? There's it at. 358 parts. Yeah, this thing's a monster. Not the biggest ship I've built, but getting up there. And yeah, this is going to be a probe transport. I'm actually going to make a couple of changes first, because I did do a flight beforehand. Just a quick test flight to figure out where I need to do improvements. But anyhow, you will see here we have 6 probes. Wow, I can't even count. Pardon me. We have 8 probes attached to the side of this. And basically the purpose of this vehicle will be to, well, get these probes out into space. And it works surprisingly well, actually. I'm going to do this or not. Let's go. All right, gotta change that. Yeah, flip this guy around like so. Come on, attach to that, or don't attach to that. That's cool too. Yeah, so anyway, when I did this before, I didn't have any issues with it. The only thing that happened was I had too much fuel. So, I didn't have... Oh, I still messed it up, because I'm not quite done here yet. So yeah, I would like to add another probe over here. just to have one on here, because basically I was initially planning on just having this as the launch vehicle, then this will get me into orbit, and then this would get me out into space, but I have so much fuel at the end. I tried a new orbit thing that works really well for an escape trajectory as well. And yeah, I had more than enough fuel to actually get into space. So the way I'm going to be doing it is I'm going to have 2 separate ships, and yeah, well, hopefully that'll work out for me. Let's just get our batteries on here. Yeah, I gotta have my setup here. This is my thing. That's what I do. There we go. And before I forget, we will set these solar panels to toggle on as well. There we go. All right, let's launch this thing. And whoop, looks like we're in the ground now. That's okay. We'll just lift it up a little bit. And I'm actually gonna try something. I've been putting on these wings lately just to see how things work with the wings. It feels like I am getting more control. Like it's not spinning out of control when I dump these tanks just because it's uneven. But it makes things shake a lot because the SAS tries to compensate. So I'm gonna go without the wings and just do things manually here. But I think we should be good. I don't think I forgot anything. I'll show you guys the launch in stages. Obviously, I'm not going to show you the whole thing because it's nothing that impressive. But I will show you the one thing that I did try to do, or that I did last time, that it worked really well. Might not be the most efficient way to get an escape trajectory, but with all the delta V I have in this bottom stage, the first stage, I don't see why not. Oh, I forgot to strut that docking port over here. Oh, well, we'll see what happens. Hopefully nothing blows up. And I was also having some serious frame rate issues with this ship. I don't know what's going on. So I'm sure we got gimbling turned off. Alright, let's go. Oh yeah, so much less wobble now without those wings. I mean, I'm sure they help, but this is a lot better, that's for sure. But yeah, I guess you guys probably don't need to see this, because I have done this before a bunch of times. So I will see you in a little bit when we're out in space and we're working on our orbit. Yeah, see you in half a second or so. Alright, so we're back for now, and I did kind of lie. I said we're going to be back when we're doing our orbit, but we're actually not going to make a proper orbit. Basically, since I do have so much fuel, I'm just going to burn as much as I possibly can until I waste most of this tank, and bump my apoapsis up as high as possible, because that way, when I do my escape burn, I have much less thrust to worry about, much less delta V to actually put into that burn, so should work a hell of a lot better in terms of saving gas for me, that is. See how far up we can go. Last time I went up to about 1.3, I think. What do we got now? Oh, we're still going. There we go. And we're out. Whoops, forgot I had those set up on that stage. But anyway, now we got this ridiculous orbit. It's not even an orbit, I'll just be crashing back down into the planet. But I'm going to just be making a quick maneuver over here to get myself out of the atmosphere. There we go, that's good enough. Because I'll be making my exit burn over here. So yeah, I'll be basically just catching a whole lot of speed going down there, and then I'll be adding to my speed. So yeah, because yeah, we have the periapsis there, which is the fastest point in your orbit. So I'll just be adding to that as I get down there and end up saving quite a bit of delta V. Last time I saved, honestly, getting to the moon is something like, you have to bump it up to 600 meters per second, or is it 900? Either way, you have to make a really long burn, usually around an 800 meter per second burn. and that's a lot. So you'd expect, you know, getting out of the actual gravity well of the planet would take even more. But no, if I do it this way, I only end up using up, so this, getting myself up here, let's just speed up while I talk, and save. So yeah, just getting up here was only the bottom stage, so that's fuel that I don't really care about. Look, it's traveling with me, actually. Yep, there it is, a couple kilometers away. And then I'm not going to be circularizing my orbit either, I'm just going to be making sure I don't crash into the planet. So that means I'll be saving a whole lot of fuel. I end up saving... last time I did the burn, it was only about a 350 meter per second burn. So that's really pretty damn good, I would say. Anyway, we'll just get a little closer there. And just speed up. I don't really care about getting there on time, just because it really does not matter. I just want to get a bit of a periapsis. Yeah, sure, I'm probably burning fuel right now, but I have so much of it as it is. Let's move up a little bit. Just got to get up above 68 kilometers. That is the edge of the atmosphere. There we go. That'll be good. And now we're going to be zooming back around to this side and making our exit burn right here. Let's quickly do this here. Okay, well, looks like yep, there. Whoa, what's that? Is that an exit? That is an exit. Let us use as little fuel as we can. This is very deceiving. It looks like I'm... Yeah, the exit is actually there, but from this angle it looks like I'm exiting just before Minmus, which clearly makes no sense. But anyway, I'm just going to make a quick cut here, and I'll be back with you guys as I'm making my exit burn. Alright, making our escape burn right now. And I actually missed a node by about 30 seconds, but it's really not a big problem because, well, we're not really going anywhere in specific, just heading out of the Kerbin system, or the planetary system. So yeah, you can see the burn was for about 400 meters per second. Pretty good, I'd say. Could be better, I'm sure, but it's not, so deal with it. And while we're just making this burn here, take a quick look at our probes. Very, very basic. All they have is just one of these octagonal probe bodies, 4 solar panels on the sides, 4 science tools. Not that you really need them, but figured why not? They're science probes, so might as well. The reason for these guys is, since I am planning on doing interplanetary missions, I figure, you know, it just makes sense to send out a probe first. And they also each have an antenna, not necessary at this point, because communications between satellites and the KSP is not in the game yet, but it will be eventually, so I figure I'll get ready for it. And then they have a little bit of fuel. They have 1 small tank and 1 toroidal tank. Comes out to about 15 units of fuel each. Not a whole lot, but they do have the tiny engines and not a whole lot of mass to push, so should be good. And this transport vehicle will be, basically, it'll be getting them to another planetary system, so I'll probably be going to Joule or Duno or something. And then we'll be sending out the probes to some of the different planets and moons and all that in those systems. And I do have a whole lot of fuel in here, so hopefully that'll allow me to drop into a system, drop off some probes, and then leave the system, go to another one, so on and so forth. Anyway, just about done our burn here. You can see the starbase is actually coming in. I didn't even realize that until halfway through the burn, which is pretty cool. We might be close enough to try to make an encounter with it. Don't know how well that's going to work. Oh, looks like we're burning a little bit off course there. Should be exiting any minute now. Any second now. There we go. Alright. Perfect. So let's check on our fuel situation here. As you can see, still got a whole buttload of fuel. I've only used a third of, not even a third of that bottom tank. And okay, that was a lie, because I keep forgetting about the cross feed. There we go. And I will add this back, because I am planning on dumping this stage at some point. Hopefully it'll be one of those things where I can get in somewhere close to a planet and just drop it down into the planet. But still good for now. So let's just watch the planet float away as we zoom on out of the system. I gotta say, I'm really happy with this little ship. I like the design of it. I think it worked out pretty well. Probably not the most efficient way of doing it, as most of my methods tend to be not the most efficient. But that's okay. They do the job, and that's all that matters in the end, is it not? I believe it is. Oh, we got the moon over there. Can I spy Minmus anywhere? I cannot. But that's okay. Nobody cares about Minmus. Anyway, just zoom on out of the system here. Oh, what's that? Okay, so looks like, wow, that's pretty cool, I guess. We can get ourselves a moon encounter. Huh, alright. Well, that's not gonna happen, actually, so we will just accelerate a little bit. Okay, get out of time warp first. Just accelerate. Okay, there we go. I've noticed that happens if you only use the maneuver node to do your, well, maneuver, and then you just try to go for the minimum amount of burn going out of a planetary system, you will, chances are you'll end up just getting pulled back into it. Anyway, there we go. What just happened? Oh, looks like I got pulled right back in. Okay. Well, shite. that was not a good thing. What happens if I accelerate? A whole lot of nothing. What is this craziness in here? Another moon encounter? I can't even get in there. Wow, that's... Okay, I'm just going to do a quick reload here because I was not paying attention to what was going on. So, yeah. Just make sure we actually leave the system this time. Oh god, where am I? Please tell me I made the burn already. Are we heading out of the system? We are not. Okay, I'll be back with you guys when we're actually out of the system, because I gotta do this shite all over again. Good job, me. Good job. Anyway, there we go. I think I overcompensated there. Make it a little smaller. But yeah, I'll be back with you guys in just a second. Okay, here we go. This... wow, this was something else. I kept getting escape trajectories and then kept getting pulled right back in by Kerbin. That was weird. Anyway, we are out in space. Well, I mean, we've been in space for a while, but we're out in deeper space outside of the Kerbin system. So now it is time to figure out... Well, first, check our fuel situation. What is... Okay, apparently I'm missing just a little bit of fuel there. That's kind of weird, but whatever. Take care of that. Is that crossfeed on or something? What? Click on the... Oh, right, because I'm super time accelerated. Okay, I thought I turned the crossfeed off. Yeah, well, anyway. So, let us figure out where we can go. And I will be back with you guys in a second while I play around with some maneuver nodes here. I could do this the scientific way and figure it out from terms of angles and stuff, but I'm not going to. I'm going to just play around because I really want to show you guys me getting there without me having to do all the hard work on camera. So yeah, I'll be back with you guys once we have our first destination. Just give me 1 second. Hey, welcome back guys, and check this out. We have something set up to get us to Jewel. Yeah. I don't know if that's going to happen. I have a ton of fuel, but who knows if it'll get us there. I think it will. Yeah, it should. And if it doesn't, I mean, I've always got this stage, so I can always just transfer some fuel into that bottom stage. But anyhow, our orbit is looking alright. I can't really tell how it's going to be from here. Can I? I thought I could see it there for a second. Nope, can't really see the orbit from here. You can just kind of tell it's there. It looks kind of like a polar orbit to me, which kind of scares me, but whatever. We'll fix it as we get closer. And I actually didn't have to do a whole lot of adjustment to get that either. Just had to change the plane. So I was up at the ascending node, or descending, one of the two, and just changed that up a little bit, and then came around to the periapsis and set it up. It's gonna be a long burn though, 16 minutes. Yeah, you don't have to see the burn because you can probably figure out what it's gonna look like. Just a whole lot of me sitting here doing nothing. Good thing I got a second monitor. Can watch some YouTubes on that. It's the best use for a second monitor when the game you're currently playing forces you to sit there and do nothing for a while. Yep, just hit up that YouTubes. Anyway, I will be right back with you guys, well, when we're getting close to Joule or if something happens along the way. So yeah, see you shortly. Alright, check this out. We have our intercept. We're set up for around 220, what is that, 1,000 million kilometers? 220 million meters. So 220,000 kilometers. Anyway, yeah, we're set up for that. Let's check on our fuel situation again. I did transfer some over because I was afraid that I wouldn't have enough, and I most certainly did not. I used this entire thing right here, so next time I'm just going to be adding 2 of these tanks instead of having one big and one half. You make these a little bigger, I don't know, we'll see. Maybe I'll just scrap this part altogether and add a bit more fuel to this stage and then just have this stage go out. Either way, let us zoom on forward. And I'll quick save again before I forget. Let's take a look at our galaxy here, or our solar system. Not galaxy. Well, I guess technically we're looking at the galaxy as well, but anyhow, okay, I'm going as fast as I can. Sometimes I wish there was, not like time warp is awesome. I mean, thank God for time warp. Without that physical time warp, that burn that would have taken me 16 minutes in regular time took me maybe 6 minutes in time warp time, or physical time warp time. So yeah, thank God for time warp. But I do wish there was a sort of go to this point type feature. So say if I just want to like click on the apoapsis, I'll just magically transport myself through time to that point. But I'm sure the engine probably can't handle that. God, I wish I could go a little faster. But yeah, I'm surprised they actually made it out here with a fair bit of fuel left as well. I mean, oh, I hope none of these guys got... Okay, thank God. Because if these had been drained of their fuel, I would have been slightly pissed off. But no, it's only this big tank that I had to drain. I do still have some left in here as well, so depending on how close we are to another planet or another moon or something, I'm still trying to go faster. But yeah, when we get into the Julian system, if we're pretty close to a moon, or if we have an encounter or something, if I can work on making an encounter with one of the moons, I will end up just draining most of the fuel in these tanks, leave a little bit, just enough to make a deorbit burn and crash this into the surface, and then just have these to move us around. I mean, as it is, having 4 tanks, or 4 of these guys filled, should be able to at least move us around this system, maybe even just get us back out of the Julian system and back into the Kerbal system. Come on, hurry up, guy. I want to show a probe launch. Okay, I'll just skip until I get in or closer to Joule. So yeah, see you in a sec. Alright, so we're closing in on Joule. Coming in at super high speed. Just gonna slow this down a little bit. And there we go. We have, well, we're in Joule's gravity pull. And that's not too bad. I'm gonna have to lower that a bit because I would actually like to do some aero braking through Joule's thick atmosphere, because I am going super fast, obviously, since I did have to burn from here and had to gain about, I think it's 1200 meters per second or something to get all the way out here. So yeah. And can we see Joule? Can we? Oh, I think that's Joule over there. Maybe. It's gotta be. I don't see anything else around here. But I'm probably actually going to call it for this episode, because I think it's getting a little bit too long at the moment. And I will be doing, I'll be doing everything science-y next mission. Well, no, or next mission, next episode. I'm just going to be doing the actual aerobraking itself, and then sending out these probes to some of the other moons, or some of the moons for Joule. It's kind of funny, actually. When I was coming in for my intercept, I had an encounter with Tylo, which is one of Joule's moons. Pretty funky. Didn't take him up on it, but I will visit Tylo at some point. Oh, that's really cool, actually. I don't know if you probably can't really see that right now. Where my mouse is pointing, like right here and right here, you can actually see the moons in the map view. I didn't know you could, unless you were like super zoomed in on it. But no, you can see them floating around there. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this little episode of how to get out into, well, one of the deepest areas. Oh my god, look at this. Once we got our escape trajectory, we're going to be like shooting out of here. But yeah, this was a sort of crappy how-to on interplanetary travel. I haven't really done much interplanetary travel in my KSP career, but I plan on doing a lot more, especially now that I'm realizing just how much I need to add. Honestly, I should have taken these out. I should have added smaller engines, like the small LV909, I think it is. They're really small, the Poodle wannabe engines. Just because these are super heavy, so and out here I don't really need a lot of thrust to move around. Yeah, so there's a few things I could definitely redesign on this. A few things indeed. But for now, we will probably call it, as we see that planet off in the distance over there that we are slowly, well, not really slowly, heading towards at 2300 meters a second. But yeah, there it is right there. Can't really see it right now. You can just see a little glimmer, but it is green. It is big and beautiful, and it does have many other planetary bodies for us to explore afterwards. Anyhow, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the episode. If you have any comments, questions, anything like that, well, you know what to do. So yes, I will see you in the next episode.